Well, now we have reached a point where I have to come into some people. It's not because I want to dig in those people, it's simply because they have the name they have. And that is the name Reerslev, which it seems to there are very few actually who has in Denmark as the last name. I found a book written by a person named Reerslev. What a Human Soar. So that is a fine link to some religious and also a saying we have, you harvest what you sow. But I also find some other persons. I'm not sure the one who wrote the book are alive anymore, but here we have some who seems to be function in the Danish society today. There's a male called Per Reerslev. He is working for the Danish Education and Science Minister. Ministerium. He is not the minister, but he's working for them. So he has a high position in the Danish society. And I don't want to go so much into the details with him, because now I simply just want to get further in this. I just want to show some person with the name and what their job are, what they're doing, and give a little clue to people with that name, if they could symbolize something and give us a clue for what is going on in the world, and I think they can. This Per Reerslev, he got a prize. It says a lot of things here, but I do not want to talk about it. He got a prize, candidate for UFM's education prize. And he got it where Crown Princess Mary gave him the prize. And here I want you to see two different things. Crown Princess Mary has a dress in silk. I'm sure silk has a meaning, but it looks like she has a cross on her dress, and beside her is a woman in a green dress. So there we have the green color again. I think I have this woman's name. I don't remember if it has any special meaning or if we could lay something in it, but I think we could. Anne Halsbo Jørgensen. No, nothing that says me something. But we also see it's going on in a room where they have the black and white chess pattern. But there were another guy with that name. I cannot say if all the persons I find here and mention if they are in family, but I have a strong suspicion that they are. But they have the name in common at least. So I think that could be some clue that has to do with what the Reerslev duel actually is about. This guy is named Kim Reerslev. He is something at the top of a company that has to do with the technique. He is selling some kind of technique, and he is in something that is called DIRA, Danish Robot Network. So there we have something with robots. which also are very interesting in the world we live in today, where some people mean that they trick tiny small robots inside of humans. And this logo, maybe there can be different kind of things in that, but it could look like half a flower, half a margarita maybe. But there are also this, that could be something that could symbolize something with the 15 and 30 as a clock. 15 minutes could be the one ring, and 30 minutes could be the 3 rings in life, the 3 lifetimes, the childhood, the now, and the childhood, the middle, and the old, but maybe also before, now, and after in a person's life. But he's into something with technique. It seems to this is the same person. He just looks younger here. But there are also things in the text written here that could say something about the signal they are sending. But with the robot technology, I found a little movie they had made for some commercial, and I just want to show some of the pictures. I don't want to talk about the movie and what they were saying. I didn't look into that. But here I see the Hail Mary bow, the half circle, and between 2 points. So there could also be the connection between 2 people who maybe are in love. And we have the drone, the 4 world corners, the 4 quarters, and the drone, of course. What that can symbolize. Here it says 3,000 plus visitors. So there we have the number 3,000 that we have seen many places also before. For an example, the 9/11 architects, they were 3,000 architects who were looking into it and found that something was not right in what was happening, what they were told was happening. And yes, we have the bee, the honeybee shape. Well, you can say, what does that have to do with technology? But then there was another person, Stenræslev. And then we come into another part of the Danish society. He has been working for a company called A.P. Møller, which is actually the company who have one of the world's biggest container ship company. And many also say that it is the owner of A.P. Møller who actually is run the Danish country, because he's the one with the most money, so he is deciding what is going on in this society. But this Ræslev, Sten have worked there, and he had stopped again, but here it says Mærsk, which is the A.P. Møller also. It's called A.P. Møller Mærsk. That's the family who's named that also, that rich family. Mærsk is on the hunt after a history teller. So there we are into a sign that they are hunting somebody who's telling a story. And here it says that this Stenræslev is leaving that company, and I think he wanted to start something on his own. I don't know. But I find one more interesting person, also a male, named Peter Ræslev. And now it becomes very interesting. CEO decries. Seed donation at criers. He seems to be a head person in a company who has seed and egg donation clinics, banks, eggs, cell banks in different parts of the world. So now we come into something with earning money and selling children. And we see it seems to Peter Reeslev is a man who is interesting when you look into who are the money person in the Danish society and how do they behave. It seems to he loves money so much, so he is involved in different kind of companies, stock market companies. Here's one with the name Reeslev. We have the criers. It's not the man who has created criers. I have something about the man who said he created it and find out how to freeze down seed and so on. But when I suddenly came into this page and saw something about stock holding companies, I could see those few people with the name Reeslev. It seems to they were involved in a lot of stock market companies, and some they had been forced to close down. I assume because they have make them go down, take the money out of it, so the company could not run. Or that's what we have heard for many years is what those stock market companies actually are for, is to drain the companies for as much as money as possible and then just fuck it all off. But here's the last one in this video about people with the name Reeslev, but I have one more with the name where we come into a woman also. And here we find new connection to what is going on and what role she is playing in the big theater they have played here on the world stage.